Hello everyone, my name is Ethivegan. Welcome to Ethivegan. Today I have the pleasure of introducing you to Adam Walker of Eco Nomads. Adam is all the way in Serbia. Hello Adam.
Hello Edward, hello everyone. Thanks for having me. It's a real honour and privilege to be to be chatting to you like this, finally.
It's great because I'm actually supporting you in your endeavours, and it's just
You are, yeah.
see you just being in a different country and actually doing your dream. So what is your dream?
So basically me and my girlfriend Victoria, we created Simply Eco Nomads, which is basically we always wanted to travel. And she came from Italy about 6 years ago, moved to London. We met about a year after that in the middle of the River Thames on a cruise boat. I was
Did your
the
eyes
waiter.
lock?
Yeah, that was it. It was like I was a bartender. She was like she was at the party, and we just connected. And yeah, it was amazing. And we walked around London all night. It was just romance, love at first sight. And then from there on, we kind of, we was always adventurous people. So we were always going out. We was always traveling, always going on holiday. And it got to a point where we were like, you know what, like, we would go away for a month, say, for a holiday, use up all our holiday from work, come back after a month of just total, I don't know, relaxation and calm. You find yourself again in nature or, by the sea, and you come back to the office, the busy, hectic, kind of confined space, and you're just like, oh man, what am I doing? So we decided to travel full time. So now we're traveling. We've been on the road about 3 months. And yeah,
it doesn't feel like that, but it feels like yesterday since you said goodbye to everyone. It's just amazing.
I know. It's crazy.
How's that happened?
So like time has just, like you say, it's gone so quickly. It's incredible. Like we basically left about 3 months ago, and we traveled about 12 countries within a month. So we did a really quick spiel.
Wow.
But the whole thing doing with Simply Eco Nomads is to travel sustainably and to push the message of kind of eco, being eco-friendly as you travel as well as living. So Eco Nomads, Victoria was writing the blogs there about kind of living sustainably, living zero waste, so not using any kind of products that you just throw away. We're trying to get away from the throwaway culture and trying to use reusable products, upcycling, and recycling, and kind of like instead of carry bags and plastic bags, you bring your own bags and stuff, and using jars instead of plastic things, and glass jars instead of Tupperware and stuff like that. So she was writing a lot of things to do with that, and then like while we were at home in London still, so we were living that way. We're vegan as well. So we're kind of trying to be as sustainable as possible to the environment. And yeah, we've always wanted to travel, so we wanted to take that with us on the travels and to show to people that it is doable on the go. You're not restricted just because you have a backpack and you're traveling into countries that you don't know, maybe you don't know anything about, or you don't know the language. You can still do these things. So yeah, Victoria's written a lot of posts about each country that we've been in and kind of what we've found there. So for example, in Munich, there's an amazing system where they recycle glass bottles. You take a glass bottle back to a supermarket where they have machines, and you can get money for it. So this is like a really cool incentive, So the guy we were staying with, couch surfing, we've done a lot of couch surfing on our travels, which is incredible because you meet all these people that are local to the area, and they tell you all these things. And he dumpster dives as well, right? So he goes.
What's dumpster?
So dumpster diving is when you go, say, a supermarket. There are bins at the back. All the wasted food, the food that's gone out of date, that's still good to eat and good quality still, they throw it away, right? Because of regulations and whatnot. You can't sell it if it's out of date. So he would go certain days, specific days. He figured out the right days where the most food would be, or the freshest stuff. He would go in their dumpsters at night, like 9 p.m, with like boxes full of strawberries, bananas that were perfectly edible, bring them back, and eat them. And we went there, and I wanted to go dumpster diving with him, but we didn't have a chance to do it, unfortunately. But it was really cool. But anyway, what I was saying, he was telling us that this bottle recycling, so homeless people in Munich are basically going around collecting all the glass bottles and taking them to these supermarket machines where they get like 25 cents per bottle. No matter bottle, right? Jars as well and stuff. So, you know, all they need is 4 jars or bottles and they've got €1. And that can just expand. And that allows these people to, you know, have a home for the night or to buy food to survive. And not only that, but it cleans the streets as well, right? It's an amazing incentive. And we were blown away when he told us about this because, you know, London doesn't really do anything like that, strangely. You'd think, you know, I guess there's no need because it's fairly clean, right? But some kind of incentive like that would help with recycling, with kind of, you know, reusable things. You know, if you provide an incentive, then people will jump on board with these things instead of just, you know, okay, we're going to recycle for the ethical reasons. You know, a lot of people need that kind of incentive to buy onto, or what's in it for me, you know. Yeah, that was really cool that we saw that. And yeah, and then we went on to, where did we go? We found that happening a lot around Europe, actually. There's a lot of these kind of recycling schemes where people would be, you know, you get a small payment for returning things. Here in Serbia as well, you bring back your glass bottles of beer, for example, you get like a discount on the next beers you buy and stuff. So there's a really cool system that's in place, even though Serbia is not in Europe, but around that kind of Europe and heading towards this direction. It's really cool.
What would be interesting to learn, because I don't really understand it, in terms of what actually happens to recycled products. I mean, even if you return the bottle, how is it recycled? I mean, this is some information that I don't know much about, and something that I'd like to learn or be told about. Do you know much?
Yeah. Well, like, the thing that a lot of people don't realize as well is that recycled produce or recycled plastics and materials, a lot of it doesn't actually get recycled either. Like, I'm not sure, don't quote me on statistics right now, but, you know, there's a lot of things where it gets caught up in something else, or it doesn't quite make it to the recycle centers, you know, and it's a tragedy. I mean, I'm sure you've seen all this stuff about in the oceans. You know, there was this I can't remember again where it was, but it's basically the size of 3 times the size of France. I think it's in the Pacific Ocean. Is like, there's plastic 3 times the size of France. It's like an island of plastic, and it's horrendous. That's what I'm saying. So a lot of plastic doesn't actually make it to the recycle centers, or, you know, across Europe and America and everywhere. You know, it gets dumped. It gets caught up elsewhere, and yeah, it's not good. But, you know, I think that's why we're very much all about zero waste. So trying to reduce your footprint, as it were, and trying to reduce your usage of zero waste. So if you're going to say wasabi, don't get the plastic fork and spoon. Like, refuse plastic bags, because yeah, you can reuse them to a certain point, but then once you've used it, where does that go? You can't burn plastic. You can, but, you know, it's not good for the environment either, and there's a way to get rid of it. So, you know, plastic bottles as well. Use a reusable bottle. Bring your own thing, and don't be afraid. It's funny because we have these reusable coffee cups, right? And in London, I was using them, and people were like, "Oh, amazing! Here, have a discount on your coffee," right? We were in Prague. We went to a Starbucks, and I was like, "Okay, I'm going to use the cup." And they looked at me like, "You come into a coffee shop and you're bringing your own cup. Who are you? Like, what are you doing?" And they couldn't get it around their heads why I was giving them a cup, because I didn't want to use a paper cup with a plastic lid, you know. And it was really funny, man. Yeah, but at the same time, you just got to do it, right? Who cares what people think? Just do what you believe in enough, and, you know, keep pushing your message out there subtly.
Of course.
Doing these things.
Now, the other thing I want to talk about is stepping up, because before we did today's video, and normally when I do these videos, I normally get little messages, and what the message I got this morning was actually stepping up. You know, sometimes we just need to step up, and you've actually stepped up, really, haven't you? I mean, you said Victoria was the one who was doing all the marketing and the blogs, and she's obviously taken some time out, and then you suddenly come in and sort of said, right, let's get on with it. I mean, how's that feel? What's behind all that, really?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. So with our whole journey, basically a little background again. So we knew we wanted to travel full time for the rest of our lives, right? So obviously
for the rest of your lives. Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
I have to do a video all the time with you.
Indefinitely, yeah, that's it. We're gonna have a podcast for the end of days, you know.
Yeah. I better book my ticket then and come see you then.
Absolutely.
You might have moved. You might have moved. You might have gone somewhere else. Yeah, it's like.
Well, we'll have to see you in Thailand or Bali, right? You're going.
Bali, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. We'll try and make that. Hope so. Yeah.
Oh,
hopefully,
wow.
it well. Like I'll lead on to that in a little while. But
yes,
our next
destination. So yeah, stepping up.
So yeah, basically obviously we wanted to travel indefinitely. So we needed to be able to finance that, right? So I needed an online job that was in location independent. So I looked at freelancing because I'm a motion designer, and it was good. I got some work, but nothing like permanent, nothing regular, you know, to be able to sustain it. So I was looking into other things like marketing, online marketing, stuff like that. So all my time was taken up trying to get a job that still gave us the freedom to do what we want to do here by traveling, but also to be able to fund and support that. So so I was doing that, and obviously it's hard work.
I can hear you still.
All right, cool. So
still there.
Still here. So Victoria was focusing on the blog. And we eventually went into vlogging as we were building up to leave, because we were like, okay, video is a really good format as well. People love it. You know, we're always watching YouTube, so let's do that. And then on top of that, there was the social media, which a lot of people take for granted when you're trying to make kind of a business or awareness. There's a lot of work, man, goes into it, right?
It's incredible amounts of work. Actually, you don't realise how much time and effort it is.
Yeah.
To do something like a video.
Yeah.
There is so much.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you've got, if you're really into it, you've got the planning, the pre-planning, the scripting, the kind of the shooting, and then the editing and the music and the sound design and all that. And Victoria did everything, man. She was doing it all because I was trying to focus on getting a job that was independent, right? So she got to a point when we came to Serbia where she was like, I think it was like a couple of months, just over a month on the road. She's like, man, I'm overwhelmed. I can't handle all this pressure anymore. And I couldn't, because I was so focused on my thing as well. I couldn't spread that I couldn't segment time towards Simply Economas as well. So we came offline.
Yeah.
Right. So we just soaked up the travels. We ended up settling down in Serbia nearly 3 months ago.
No way.
Not like permanently, but you know, we basically we met a guy. I'll lead on to that as well. But what I was saying was, so now that the business side of things is on a good level now, you know, I have time to be able to put into Simply Economas. So I'm stepping up. There we go. Stepping up to kind of bring it back online, right? And we're kind of on a new journey in a way as well, you know, like from when we started out traveling to where we are now, it's like everything's changed from what we thought traveling was to what it actually is, you know, like what we've experienced with it and what we've discovered in ourselves as well. Like
so let's break this down. So what first of all, what has the traveling involved, and what has the experience been for you from then to now?
So to start with, it was very almost we never agreed with like the country checklist thing. Like, oh, I have to see every single country. It doesn't matter how long I spend,
You
right?
had all these maps of everywhere you wanted to go.
Yeah,
It was like, okay, you want to go here, you want to go there. Oh, actually, it's every single country and it's every single
yeah,
city.
yeah. I think it's like 192 countries or something. We're going to see
Exactly.
every, right? So Victoria, that's it. That's what I'm saying as well. She planned the map, the itinerary of every single country that we were going to. You know, like to the point, to the time, rough time zone, and we were doing that, and it was like, man, we're seeing these cities and these countries really well, really nice, but like it's so fast paced, and it's like,
And you're not actually absorbing
no,
the information that you're getting from each place, I
exactly,
suppose.
man, yeah. So you're getting like a snippet, really. It's like a brief look into the life of the people you're staying with, as well as the city and the country as well. So we were like, okay, then I think we were in Croatia, and one of our followers of Simply Eco Nomads, Michelle, a lovely woman, amazing woman from South Africa, she hooked us up with a guy in Serbia, an American guy. He's been living there for a couple of years, and he's got eco projects going on. He's all about sustainability. So we reached out to him. We did a Facebook video call immediately, really connected. It was like, cool. He was like, guys, when you're in Serbia, which was going to be in 2 weeks' time, come see me. You can stay with me. I'll show you around. I'll introduce you to this community of people. And from there on, like, he introduced us to all these amazing people that are doing incredible projects. Like where we are at the moment, they're doing it's called the Balkan Retreat, and we've been building a hostel. We converted an old barn, into a hostel. They've got like loads of projects. They basically there's a British woman and a Dutchman, and they came to Serbia like 4 years ago. They bought this place and they're doing it up basically for a retreat. It's like a permaculture kind of land. So they're making all the land so that you kind of, I don't know if you know much about permaculture. I'm learning a lot about it myself as well. It's basically you're making the land so that it kind of is self-sufficient in a way. So you're putting in all this work to make it kind of just work for itself over time. So you're rejuvenating the land.
Mm, mm.
Um, so they're doing that with this place, and then the guys before we stayed with these guys, they basically doing a micro farm, so all organic as well, no pesticides, no chemicals, nothing, and it's all like there's a guy and his girlfriend. Their back garden they converted. They made like a big greenhouse, probably like 30 feet long by 20 feet wide. They've been growing tomatoes there. Then across the road from their house, they borrowed this plot of land, and it's like 100 meters, right, by like 50 meters wide, and yeah, they've grown vegetables like carrots, tomatoes, zucchinis, cucumbers, onions, cherry tomatoes, everything, man. And we when we arrived in Serbia, we ended up staying with them for a whole month. Bearing in mind at this point, we were just traveling, like, a couple of days here, a couple of days there, and we connected with these people so much. Their views, their values, their ideologies, what they were doing, that we wanted to stay and we wanted to help them. So we arrived at the beginning of their kind of their season of farming. So plowed the land, we prepared the land, we planted all the seeds, and we transplanted the plants that had already been made in, because to be ready to plant it. And yeah, like, I've got photos, and I think our last video on YouTube is kind of an introduction to that.
Wow. But also, I suppose in a way, it's also, you're seeing that sort of, it's almost like a seed, and you're seeing that germinate as well. And also, that's also in your development as well, because obviously when you first started, you had this itinerary, this plan. And it was just like this very methodical plan that was like, it's a bit like we planned for things, and then suddenly actually this opportunity came in. And this opportunity was actually, now let's just stop. Let's just stop for a moment. This is happening, and actually move with the opportunity. That's
Exactly.
what it feels like.
Yeah. Like, that's it. And I've always been a big believer in kind of going with the flow, and not necessarily going with your gut, but following some way. So if something feels good, then go with it. Don't don't always be strategic or methodical in things that you do, because in a way that restricts you as well, right? So even like going back to when me and Vittoria first met in the middle of the River Thames, like that's insane. She was in Italy a year before, and I wasn't going to go to work that day. She wasn't going to go to the party, and something in both of us made us go, you know, and we met. And maybe I wouldn't be on this journey now if I didn't follow my instinct, if I didn't go with it, you know. You know, we've been here 3 months now, and almost 3 months, and yeah, we've had such incredible experiences. One of the best times of my life, you know, met incredible people, all because we decided not to just stick to the plan. Because we had a Russian visa, we were going to Russia, we had to cancel that because we were like, okay, big decision now. Do we stay in Serbia, help these guys and do what we want to do, or do we stick to the plan that we've had and carry on traveling? And then we were like, you know what, like we have the rest of our lives. That's what we keep saying. So there's no rush. We can always go to Russia later on, you know?
Exactly. But I think that's the other thing about being prescriptive. When we're prescriptive about things, when we actually say, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and I think it's really good to have goals, but actually to let those goals actually just put it out to the universe and say, actually, I want to do this, but in your own, you know, whenever it's time, not.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it does when it feels right. When things feel right.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, certainly, when I do stuff, it's like I'm quite methodical. I plan things, and then suddenly some opportunity comes, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go with this. Like,
Yeah.
you know, oh, okay, I'm gonna, because it's for me, it's been really strange recently. I just started writing. I was writing my book, which was Resilience, Leading Your Perfect Life. And I stopped writing that about a month ago. And the chapter I stopped writing was Playing the Game. And it was just like, okay, just playing the game. And it was, I don't know why I stopped playing it, but I did. And so, but recently I started again, and I've started again, and then so it's been a flurry of activity of writing my book again. And today, it was really funny because this morning when I woke up, I thought, oh, stepping up. That's what we should be talking about. And then our video keeps going in and out.
Yeah.
Stopping and starting. And so I just started writing a poem on stepping up. And so I finished writing the poem, and then you're back online. And now I'm going to go back after we finish.
Good timing. Yeah. Well, you'll have to send me that for sure.
Yeah.
Let me know. Yeah. But that's another point. You know, like not giving up on things, right? Like, so our call is just skitting all over the place because of the connection or whatever. But like being persistent in everything you do. So just being strong and just being bold and keep, you know, no matter what crosses your path, no matter what tragedy or dilemmas or kind of negative things come into your life, just keep going. Like follow your path, follow your dreams, as it were. It's a little cliche, I know, but follow your goals. You know, keep at it.
Mm-hmm. And also, you know, because the point I want to make is actually in terms of stepping up, it's actually learning to or stopping when it feels right to stop, and then starting again when it feels right. Don't just stop, full stop. Just leave it to the back burner and then come back to it later. It doesn't necessarily have, life doesn't have to be necessarily linear. You can just have it burning in the background.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there, man. And it, you know, that it can be quite hard to distinguish giving up to kind of resting or having a break, right? Like you can, if something does become a little overwhelming for you know, then don't feel ashamed that you have to stop or you have to, you know, put it down for a while. Like there's nothing wrong with that, you know. Maybe it's not the right time in your life or your right headspace or your mindset, you know. Just take a step back, assess from the outside, you know, look outside the box and then come back to it. And who knows, like, you know, I mean, things could be different. Things will be different because, you know, we're forever on a journey. in our mind and physically, you know. So yeah, sometimes the right moment is in the future, you know, instead of right now. So stick at it.
Yeah. So tell me about this. You do some meditation as well, don't you? Zen meditation.
Yeah, I do.
What's that?
So I've actually recently started like a morning schedule. So basically I wake up at like, yeah, I'll go for it. I'll break it down. I wake up at 5:30. I do half an hour of meditation. Then I do half an hour of listening to motivational audio or podcasts. Then I do half an hour of reading. I have breakfast as well. And then basically it just sets the day up. So I've always been interested in meditation, right? And kind of finding inner peace. And again, you're always going to be on a journey with that, I think, to grow and to learn and to, I don't think you could ever master it, but you know, to find yourself. And yeah, so the meditation I do is nothing really special actually. I just sit there, kind of get comfortable, you know, close your eyes, focus on my breathing. And as I'm breathing in and out, I slowly kind of relax my body physically from my head to my eyes. Surprising how tense you are up here, you know, people don't,
Yeah.
and you just kind of gradually go through my body relaxing and then becoming one with it. And it's important, like, I don't think there can be any real rule to it. And the thing with Zen as well, which I've been reading a lot about recently, is it's very ruleless in a way. There aren't any rules to that either. So everything is something, and you know,
And yet nothing.
right. Yeah, exactly. Right. So it's about kind of having this. There's this thing about big mind and small mind, but they're different things, but they're exactly the same because they're within each other. You know. So
Because it's the all and the nothing.
yeah, exactly.
It's
This.
all same things. Everything's
Yeah.
there's a duality in the non-duality.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's amazing, yes.
I
So
mean, you could even look at it like, you know, us as humans. What are we in the vast space of the universe, right? We are we're very we're local in a way where we're kind of on planet Earth, but we're globalized as well. But then at the same time, we're minusculous in the size space of the universe. You know, like that kind of reality as well. So
yes,
kind of like, yeah, everything and nothing.
yeah.
But that's for the moment. I'm finding inner peace, and it's all about mindset. I've looked a lot into mindset lately as well over the last few months. You know, I've always been a positive person and positive energies, as you know, and you know, I'm a big believer in positive thoughts will bring you positive energies your way, right? And
Positive action.
positive action, exactly. You know, taking charge in a way with positivity, not drowning in negativity or being, oh, this isn't working, or, you know, I'm not feeling good today, I'm going to just mope about and dwell on things, you know. Dwelling is not healthy. I mean, yeah, you can have negative thoughts, of course, but like try your best not to dwell on that, because it's going to bring you down and you're going to attract negativity as well, right? Yeah.
Brilliant. Adam, I have really enjoyed today's chat with you.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, man.
We've given our viewers a lot of food for thought, really, I think.
Yeah.
A lot to absorb today. So I think we'll come back next month and have a little catch up on what you've learned and how things have changed for you, or for me, or for both of us.
Yeah, you also, yeah.
Yeah, it's just amazing how life is. I think next month I am I'm off to a retreat in July, and I should be back from that in Derbyshire, and that's going to be interesting because it's about self-discovery and going within. So I'm going to see how that goes. But
well, you have to make sure you get some videos and footage of that as well, if you can.
Maybe we'll see. I think it's supposed to be it's an LGBTQI retreat, so I think it's going to be confidential. So, but I probably will do little videos here and there. But we'll see. But yeah.
When are you in Bali?
I'm in Bali in October. So
Oh, that's right.
October the 5th to 7th, I'm speaking in Bali, in Ubud,
Nice.
and the 12th to 14th, I'm speaking in Kanju. So yeah,
Mhm.
and I'm speaking in Berlin in August. So yeah,
Nice.
all very exciting
You're a
stuff.
real jet setter now. You
I
know?
know. But I really believe the universe is looking after me, and it's like I just say, look, just send me where I'm needed, and then
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
just go with the flow. And then
Definitely.
opportunities. It's about actually saying yes to things and saying, okay, let's just do it. I mean, I act a lot. I mean, most of my stuff I act on instinct. It's like Edward, mate, you should be writing this, or Edward, what is that? This? And I have conversations with my higher self, and so it's about actually this is what we do. So it's like stepping up.
Absolutely, man. You know,
So
otherwise, you know, we can only push ourselves, right? You can't be pushed by others. It starts from within, you know. So yeah, man, sounds amazing.
brilliant.
And hopefully we can see you in Bali.
Yeah.
We should be heading to Thailand some point in the next few months, I think.
Wow.
So maybe we can get down and
it's another 4 months. I think it's another 4 months, isn't it? So 4 months.
yeah.
But you've got 192 countries, or 180.
And the rest of our lives, right? So
Yeah, you've got the rest of life. So
yeah.
good. Maybe next time we can talk about the direct marketing. That would be really interesting. I think that'd be
That'd be cool, man. Yeah.
cool.
That'd be awesome.
What you're doing. So I'm going to stop the recording now. And
Okay, awesome.
so bye-bye for me. It's
Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.
Cheerio.